Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another... I screwed that up. God damn it! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to...
You are just fumbling this.
I am. I am. I am.
What is
So,
up with that?
I wish I knew. It's been a long day, been a long couple of days. So we're just going to go with it. Alright, greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I have been joined by my gorgeous co-hosts, Wren from Renelations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Hello.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams, and where she sometimes plays Sarah right here on, well, Help for the Guildless.
Hi.
And for some reason...
And yes, damn alien, you saw a doggo.
There is a doggo. For some reason, my image is not showing up, but I'm sure that's not... People don't give a damn about that, because that's not why they're here. Unfortunately, Ishtar has decided to not have her camera on, but that's fine.
Ishtar is sweaty and gross and is not going to put on makeup for this stream today. Y'all are just going to have to deal.
Well, you already have people angry in the chat at you.
I know they can stay angry this time.
They can stay angry. You heard her. You heard it right here, folks. You can stay angry.
Mitzi, you have never seen me without makeup. So while I do appreciate the compliments, sweetheart.
Well, let's go ahead and say hello to the chat, shall we? Since they've been here, they've been kind enough to wait this amount of time. Mitzi was here first, which means, of course, she got to wait here the longest. Zar is here. He says, "Hey," not once, but twice. Ben C is here. How's it going, Ben? Long time no see. Ray is here. How's it going, Ray? Let's see who else is here. We got Damn Alien, who says, "Doggo." Yeah. Let's see. Ishtar plays the guitar when she's not too far to practice those tongue twisters. Brianna Hayes is here. How's it going, Brianna? She says, "Ishtar, we miss your pretty face." Ali is here. How's it going, Ali? And I think that's everybody that's in the chat for right now. So, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to let you in on some, I'm saying you guys are very quiet. I'm going to turn you up.
Stop hogging the spotlight, goddammit.
You know what? You can stop. I can just mute both of you.
Go for it. You can read them all by yourself.
You read all the articles then.
Alright. Unfortunately, tonight, MSNBC is going to have to be cut short. Not too short. It's still going to be about an hour long. But, well...
My mother's in town, and the house must be clean.
Yes.
What she said. So, there is that, I guess. I don't know why my icon is not showing up on the Hangouts, but...
Google finds it offensive.
Google doesn't like tentacles.
Google needs to grow up.
Oh shit, I've given Ray an idea.
See, look what you did.
Ugh, damn it.
Oh, it's okay. We can give Ben ideas later.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Brianna says, "I'm sure Tom is here, but being quiet." So we're going to say hello to Tom, just in case.
Hi, Tom.
Says, "I'm on vacation very far away from home, so I don't know what he's doing. I'm sure it involves a lot of hookers, strippers, and blow. As well as some magic cards. He's probably sniffing cocaine off of some hooker's ass crack with using the magic cards as a chopper."
Totally.
Sounds about right.
Damn Alien says that basically we were both playing games when we were supposed to be cleaning. That's only slightly true.
He was playing games while we were supposed to be cleaning. I was cleaning.
Excuse you? I was only playing games this morning. I've yet to be playing games later.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay, so far issue the tab is he owes you a foot massage. He owes you ice cream. So what should we add to that?
I don't understand what this tab thing is. You know, Ren, you're starting to fade. I can't quite hear you correctly. I don't know what's wrong. You're starting to get a little low.
You want Ishtar to be happy with you.
Ishtar, of course, is happy with me.
I am, and though I tease him, he has been very helpful.
Ben C. wants to know how much of the cleaning is Ishtar doing. Believe it or not, it's about half. Although I'm not touching her craft room, that's all on her.
Yeah, no one needs to go into my craft room. That's your life is in your own hands at that point.
Things are falling all over the place. I didn't want to risk going in and dying.
You wouldn't have died, you baby.
Alright, so shall we get this started?
Sure.
We started with cringe last time, I believe?
I thought we started with science last time.
Did we start with science? Well, how about we start with some Florida Man? Since I haven't started in a while.
Yeah.
Alright.
Be productive.
I am being productive. God damn.
Knitting needle is the least of his concerns in my craft rooms. I have all kinds of sharp implements, and they are usually precariously placed because I'm a klutz and forgetful at the same time.
See?
Yeah.
So, you guys know that they rarely clean those ice dispensers at work, right?
Yes.
Alright, so there's probably a good idea that you shouldn't... how's it going, Killing Joke?
Killing Joke.
I'm James Luck. How's it going?
Killing Joke.
Hi, James.
I'm James.
Well, working at a nightclub. How's it going, Gem Max? Long time no see.
Gem Max. How's it going, dude?
After hearing this, you're probably never going to get drinks at a nightclub that have anything to do with ice ever again.
God damn it, you're about to ruin things.
Possibly. Florida man allegedly urinates into ice machine at a nightclub.
Of course he did.
And he is a happy looking man in that picture.
Good for him.
A Florida man was arrested on Saturday after allegedly relieving himself in a nightclub's ice machine, investigators said. Michael Williams... God damn it, they're already breaking my three-name thing. Stop it. We're going to have to give him a middle name. What middle name can we give him?
Scott.
Alright, Michael Scott Williams, 28, was at 261st, a nightclub in St. Petersburg, around 2:30 a.m., when police spotted him urinating inside the ice chest used to distribute ice throughout, according to a court document obtained by the smoking gun. How's it going, Clever?
Hi, Clever.
And Bear Son. How's it going, Bear Son? Clever says get bottled beer. Yeah, Clever says get bottled beer and shots instead. Security guards tried to kick Williams out of the night spot, but he allegedly actively resisted. When police arrived, Williams was arrested and charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, in addition to misdemeanor possession after they found a bag of marijuana during a pat-down. Online records from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office indicate Williams was released from jail after posting bond. So, if you see this man at any nightclub while you're in Florida, do not get ice. It just kind of goes with that old adage, if the snow is yellow, leave it alone.
Yeah.
They want his middle name to be Riri, so Michael Riri Williams.
Okay. Y'all are broken.
Hey, our audience is only a little... Well, it's our audience.
How's it going, Yeknameno? Well, you just missed the first story. That's about it. So let's. What do you guys want to do?
Issue what you want.
I can go next.
You want
All
science?
I think I'm gonna go with science.
All right.
Let's see. Let's go with this one. A seal has taken up residence in Manhattan, and its human neighbors are thrilled.
See, I don't understand how this is science.
It involves an animal, therefore science.
Yes.
That's not true. It just means it's a...
Oh my God, a woman shouted, "It's a seal!" She was seated on a bench near me.
Don't ever do that again. I don't know what that was. Don't ever do that again.
You didn't like that?
It was like nails on a chalkboard.
Like, oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, Zol, you're broken too.
Okay. She was seated on a bench near me on June 8th by Muscata Marsh at the northern end of Manhattan. The creature's head bobbed above the water as a crowd of onlookers formed. The seal floated closer and closer, sometimes darting under the water for an extended period before reappearing a dozen or so feet away. People looked at the seal, and the seal looked back. After a time, maybe intimidated by the crowd or maybe bored, it ducked under the water and disappeared. The marsh is part of Inwood, Manhattan's northernmost neighborhood. Local residents have spotted the seal in the marsh and on a nearby floating dock at least for the past 2 summers. In that time, the creature's become a sort of living local attraction. Since that June 8th sighting, I've spotted the seal basking on a wooden dock near the marsh and flopping in and out of the water to the gasps and cheers from onlookers. Inwood residents share seal updates on social media and stake out the marsh in hopes of catching sight of the creature.
Alright, so this seal is actually playing up to his intended audience. He's enjoying the praise that he's getting from the humans by making them do whatever he wants.
Oh, damn right.
This seal, I agree
Brilliant.
with Bearson. Bearson says it thought it was going to get clubbed. It should get clubbed and turned into a pair of slippers.
No.
Don't be mean.
It comes up in conversations. It's something you want on your local to-do list, said Barry Cogan, an Inwood resident and educator with the Bronx-based Garden and Nature Center, Wave Hill. Muscata Marsh, a salt marsh and estuary adjacent to Inwood Hill Park, was restored in 2014 as part of a deal that allowed Columbia University to build a football stadium nearby. Its NYC Parks webpage lists the great blue heron and snowy egret among its frequent wild visitors. Still, the seal seems an unlikely inhabitant of the waterfront between paved-over Manhattan, home to about 1.6 million people, and the Bronx, home to an estimated 1.4 million. But experts in local marine life told Live Science that a seal hanging out in Manhattan isn't quite as strange as it sounds, though it's a bit unexpected to see one make a long-term summer home here.
Well, I was thinking maybe it's looking for its mate. I mean, AOC is there. They have the same type of eyes. It's, just the seals aren't as bug-eyed.
Really?
Really?
Where was I?
Talking about AOC's amazingly accurate horse face.
It's not that uncommon anymore, said George Jackman, an ecologist with Riverkeeper, a non-profit organization dedicated to preserving New York's waters. Seals are quite common in Staten Island. They're in the Rockaways, and I've seen them around Pelham Bay, and they're in the Sounds. I've seen images of them floating on docks in the Hudson. That's a big change from a few decades ago, when seals were a much rarer sight in the region. Years ago, people used to shoot them. People felt they would compete with them for fish. Now they're protected. You can't even look at them cross-eyed, Jackman said. The Marine Mammal Protection Act, passed in 1972 and updated in 1994, made it illegal to harass, feed, hunt, capture, collect, or kill aquatic mammals, including seals, anywhere in the waters of the U.S., according to the Marine Mammal Center, a marine mammal rescue organization in California. Jackman said the act has helped populations to rebound in the New York City area. The data point that best illustrates this rebound, he said, is the number of seal strandings, which has significantly increased all over the region in the last 2 decades. As seal numbers grow, he said, it makes sense that some seals would start turning up in new and surprising places. We're going to see all of them more. More seals, more whales, more porpoises, more dolphins, Jackman said. But as they expand their populations, it's all about the zip code. It's the same as rent in New York City. The premier spots have the highest rent, and if you can't afford that, you go elsewhere and hit the outer boroughs. So this guy's probably in the outer boroughs of the range. More prime spots for seals tend to be closer to the ocean, so the inwood seal, likely a young pup, was probably pushed out of the fancier spots.
So he
Still,
was bullied.
he was bullied.
You hear that? They're bullying seals in New York. Can you believe this bullshit? First they start bullying women, now they're bullying seals. What's next?
I don't know. AOC's gonna start screaming about them, being locked up? I don't know.
Yeah, but no one's really going to understand her. She just sounds like a jackass.
Let's see. Still, he said, it's unusual that the seal has stuck around through the summer. Most seals follow herring populations, which tend to return to river systems and spawning grounds in the winter and spring, then head out to sea as temperatures warm. One great time and place to see New York seals, Kogan said, is Pelham Bay in the winter, when large groups can sometimes be spotted laid out on rocks. This particular seal seems to have settled into a comfortable niche, likely because it has an abundant food source, Jackman said. And a representative for the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation told Live Science that improved water quality and reduced nitrogen levels have led to greater bait fish populations in the greater New York marine region, which might play a role in the appearance of the predators like seals. The department also noted a broader trend of charismatic megafauna returning to their New York City habitats in recent years. I don't know what that means.
You're the science person. What do you mean you don't know what megafauna means?
Charismatic megafauna. What the fuck is a charismatic megafauna?
Maybe it talks very sweetly to the sun.
Entirely possible?
I mean, you do know that megafauna evolved perpendicular with the Earth.
No, that's young Pharaoh's idea. You remember that, right?
Sorry, after listening to that jackass talk for too long, things just kind of get scrambled.
That's okay. He's the only human on the planet. The rest of us are apparently monkeys.
Do we need to debug your programming there, Antoine?
I've been working on it every day, and all day, and it hasn't really worked. See, I'm even screwing. That's why I screwed up the intro. I was afraid.
Sue him for lost profits?
Yeah.
Possibly?
Okay.
Come on. Let's just keep going. Maybe the audience will listen more to us and then
maybe.
Yeah.
Jackman said that while Inwood's resident seal is exciting, many other charismatic creatures hang out in New York City. Humpback whales in the harbor, dolphins in the harbor. We have a migration that's as big as anywhere else in the world that goes up the Hudson each year, he said. And the region's natural beauty came along before the steel and skyscrapers. New York City was once the Garden of Eden. When Henry Hudson came here and they described the abundance and diversity of life, it was beyond the comprehension of these Europeans, he said, referring to the English captain who recorded his observation of the Hudson River Valley in the 16th century. And then essentially all the land and the wildlife was clear-cut, and to see it coming back is a wonderful thing. The main thing for New York residents interested in nature to do, he said, is pay attention and intentionally seek it out. Nature's everywhere in New York City. Sure, in Times Square, there's going to be less diversity of life, but if you go out to the outer boroughs, we're blessed to have like 20% of the area of the city be parkland and to be surrounded by water. NISDEC, the Conservation Society, told Live Science that people should stay at least 50 yards away from seals and offered the number for the New York Stranding Hotline. If an animal does appear to be stranded, they said, picture and video can help officials assess its status. Life is everywhere. It's like the grass that grows between the cracks in the sidewalk. Life will always be pressing for new places, Jackman said.
No, those are called weeds.
That's not the point he was making.
Oh, no, it's still weeds. Bear Son wants to point out that Jessica Yaniv got arrested by the RCMP, then let out on bail. For those of you who do not know who that horrible, horrifying ham-beast is, she did a debate, quote-unquote, with Blair White. Was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or Sunday, one of the 2 days. Where Blair White did not hold anything back. She was asking the questions that the mainstream media wishes they could ask in front of everyone. Basically, she brandished something on a live stream with about 10,000 people watching, that was illegal for her to have. So today,
Firing.
the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, arrested her.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm so sad.
I know. It's so sad. Ray wants me to check my Twitter. Oh, God.
Yes, he memed you.
There's been so many memes lately.
Yeah, but Ray's is actually funny.
Oh. All right, I will share that. That's pretty good, Ray. All right. Here we go.
Aww, she's so cute.
And the tagline basically is so Ishtar, you want Antoine to do housework, but you know he's going to try to techromancy up a shortcut that won't work out as planned.
No.
My response was, shit, if he can technomancy up a a shortcut to cleaning, I'm all for it.
Alright, so I guess that means we go on to Cringe. Oh, God.
And Ben, are you there?
You didn't get this from Ben, did you?
Oh no, this is just Ben ideas. Because there is something that's going to be coming out for Halloween, and it was called Zombie Skittles.
Oh, God. Why the hell... Okay. There doesn't need to be zombie everything. Alright?
But here's the best part. Called Zombie Skittles, these limited edition sweets come in packets of 6 flavors. 5 taste like fruit. But there's one rogue flavor which the brand claims will turn your stomach.
What is it? Vomit? It's earwax.
The best part, eating them is like a sweet version of Russian roulette. You won't be able to guess which is the sweet. Guess which sweet is the repulsive zombie flavor, because they will all look the same. Not only that, but apparently every palate will perceive the taste differently, but everyone knows it's rotten when they get it.
They made one taste like rotten fruit?
They're not saying what the flavor is. Apparently, it's a disgusting flavor, and it's mixed in with 5 fruit flavors, and they change the color. So you don't know which one's the bad one, and which one is the fruit flavors. Now, I have found it's kind of hard to find where you can get these, but it's $8 online for a pack of them.
$8 for a bag of fucking Skittles?
It's a big bag of the fun sizes.
It's still $8. Are you fucking kidding me?
Ridiculous.
But it's Russian roulette. I've already been planning with the minion. I'm gonna do that just so you can see if you do get the rotten flavor or not.
Does it come with a free blowjob? Because that's about as expensive as it needs to be.
You'd want an $8 blowjob?
I mean, if she's got no teeth, all the better.
Well, I'm just saying, get Ben ideas. I mean, you've eaten candy and other stuff on this channel before.
No. Ishtar ate the chocolate butthole, not me. Which...
Yeah, but this could be Ishi's revenge. You could eat the Skittles.
If it's sour, I won't mind. That's the... like...
Oh, I will DM you this.
God.
He wants to make you eat them.
I'm not eating them on camera.
You don't have to eat them on camera, because we just need to get your reaction with your voice.
God. Taste the unlife. I agree with Bear Son. Vampires are vastly underrepresented. It's zombie everything. But, to be fair, Twilight kind of fucked it for them.
Yeah. We need a really, really good Dracula-esque, like, old classic horror Dracula-esque.
So, since that one was so short, do you want to do another one, Rin?
I can. Ben, give me a second. I'll get you the link to where you can buy them. We will go to a man who, you said, speaking of, this kind of ties into your $8 blowjob comment. A man pays women £100 to give him a wedgie in public as part of fetish.
I mean, whatever you got to do to get you off. What? £100?
£100.
Oh, see, Mitzi says she loves Twilight. That explains so much.
She can learn. It's okay.
Alright, so how much is £100 in American?
Let's see. Like $125? Hold on. For the exact number.
No, my immortal is... oh, God. No, my immortal is horrible. At least Twilight is legible.
$145.93.
Someone paid someone $143 to get a wedgie.
45.
Yes, he did. This is a London city worker who has divulged that he pays upwards of £100 to be given wedgies in public. The man, who his identity is to be shrouded in secrecy, believes his unusual fetish started when bullies carried out the act on him in school.
Is this person's name Tennessee Marine?
Be nice.
Be nice. This is in England, so it's not Tennessee Marine.
Oh.
Mitzi, Twilight is a bad relationship book. That is a creepy stalker, unhealthy relationship series.
Yeah. The Camberwell resident, who wants to be referred to as Bobby, particularly likes being given a wedgie by women in crowded places. He told My London, "It is the perfect combination of humiliation, domination, and pain."
Okay.
Clever says this explains everything about England.
Yes.
See, this is why I Americanized. I became an American citizen, so there's that.
The 26-year-old explains, "It's difficult to say when the thought of the wedgie shifted from nightmare being given to them by bullies to something I now like. It's fair to say I endured a fair amount of wedgies growing up. My school was particularly brutal." Quote, "I remember one occasion in particular at the end of the term, aged about 15, when I was hoisted up onto a tree branch by my underwear and left there.
Well, that's how you get to fetish.
Yeah. I remember a group of girls just stood there laughing at me and went on their way to class. To add insult to injury, I had to be helped down by a teacher. I wish I hadn't had such strong underwear. I can't say the occasion was when the fetish started, but I certainly vividly remembered the group of girls." And this is actually called wedgieing. It is a fetish.
Why is this a fetish?
I don't know. He spends hundreds a month on his fetish, but he says he can afford it because he works for the city. So yeah, he spends a lot of money and does this multiple times a month.
Well, he did say pays upwards of $100.
Yeah. He says it's tricky to find people who will give him a wedgie, but he often uses social media.
I mean, if he's in the area and he wants to pay me $100, I'll sneak up on him and pull his underwear up over his head.
I'm pretty sure he prefer Ishii.
We're not attacking you, Mitzi. We're attacking Twilight. It's just a bad story.
And
How much?
Tom's here.
Yeah, Tom is finally here. How much do you think?
Finished with his own hookers.
See, he got the wedgies. He wanted the wedgies. He's got the wedgies. Now he's here. Yes. So, Brianna, if you get back to where Tom is and you see all of his underwear stretched out, I mean, well, now you know why.
He has a fetish for getting a wedgie. You're welcome, Ben.
God. All right. Let's move on to some Florida Man. Let's see. We'll do a quick one. And then I have something else on top of that.
Uh-oh.
So, everyone knows that B&Es are scary, right? Someone breaks into your home, you don't know who they are, or anything like that. No one wants to get their home broken into.
Yeah.
Most people actually have nightmares.
I bet you didn't. I bet you would rather someone come in and take the shit and leave than what happened with this.
Let me guess. They stuck around and made a sandwich.
Close. A man broke into a house, showered, then sat naked on the porch to wait.
Okay.
Wait for what?
The cops.
Huh. Well, at least he was polite and clean. Just more than, most Florida meth heads.
There are a lot of things nobody wants to come home to. But a strange naked man has to be at the top of the list. Brian Mundy. We need another middle name.
Alan.
Alright, Brian Allen Mundy, 31, was arrested earlier this week after authorities say he broke into a Volusia...
I just realized his initials now read BAM.
Bam.
BAM. Well, I don't know why I found that so damn funny.
Well, bam, bam. Volusia County home, showered, then sat on the back porch naked. At around 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, the sheriff's office received a call about an unknown man who was taking a shower in their home. When deputies responded to the call, they found Mundy on the back porch in his birthday suit. According to the incident report, Mundy had hopped the back fence and entered the DeLand home through an unlocked back door. He then took a Gatorade out of the fridge, then stripped and hopped into the shower. When one of the residents tried to enter the bathroom, he stumbled upon Mundy and let him have it. He yelled at him to exit the residence, wrote the deputy in his report, to which Mundy then went to the back porch and sat on the porch. When deputies arrived, Mundy was still waiting there for them. He was arrested and charged with occupied burglary and indecent exposure. Mundy, who is also an active warrant for retail theft at the time of the arrest, is being held at a Volusia County jail without bond. Records show Mundy has prior convictions for 2 separate incidents involving drug trafficking and petty theft. Who's surprised? Raise your hand if you're surprised. Are you surprised?
No.
My hands are not raised.
No one's hands are raised. Alright. Well, we always talk about Florida Man. But it seems Ohio Man is trying to get in on the action.
Uh-oh. We have a contender.
We do have a contender, and this is thanks to our very own Ben C. Ohio Man allegedly used demand note with full name, address to rob a bank.
Okay.
Smart.
He used a note that contained his full name and address. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Tip for aspiring bank robbers. Don't use your real name on the slip of paper you're using to demand other people's money. Most of us
generally considered not a good idea.
Most of us thought this through already. Tom Leach says, my hands are raised. I started doing the YMCA dance, but the other 3 left me with hangings, and so I haven't dropped my arms since.
Aww.
So he's just standing at the Y.
Yes.
Michael Harrell, 54, allegedly tried ordering a teller to hand over the cash from a U.S. bank location in Cleveland around 11 a.m. Monday, according to the FBI. He's accused of passing a note to the teller, but the note was written on the back of a document from the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles, complete with the alleged crook's full name and address. Listen, if you're gonna rob the bank, don't take your bill from the DMV.
That's probably a good idea.
When the teller took the note and looked at it, and looked at the other side, she saw his name. He had used a note that he had used earlier at the... Well, it says BMV, but DMV, and it had his name on it. It said Special Agent Vicky Anderson of the FBI Cleveland's field office. The teller referred to Harrell by his name and gave him an unknown amount of money before calling 911. Investigators reportedly confirmed Harrell's identity on security cameras and issued a warrant for his arrest. Anderson said Harrell isn't the first person to allegedly incriminate themselves during a crime. We've had individuals drop cell phones that have all their identifying information in it, the special agent said. A lot of times we're sending out pictures. We have no idea who this person could be or what part of town they could be from. And when you present a note that has your name already on it and address, it helps law enforcement tremendously. I would think it would.
He's helpful.
Despite the head start, authorities haven't yet taken Harrell into custody. Why the fuck not? He gave you all the information you need.
Reasons?
I don't know. Ohio Man is really trying to get that title.
Ohio Man's trying.
Alright, let's go with some... why do I hear Mario in the background?
Kid, I'll go deal with it.
It's fine.
It's
we
fine.
Know what was going on?
It's my kid on the Kindle. On the Kindle.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go with some science and just move on along.
Japanese scientists plan to create human-mouse hybrids. Here's how.
Yeah, of course they do. It's the Japanese. They want to actually create cat girls.
Of course,
Yes.
who doesn't want cat girls? Mouse girls are often very cute. Some unusual embryos may soon be growing in Japan, those of human mouse and human rat hybrids, news sources are reporting. A research group in Japan received approval from a committee in the Japanese government on July 24th to move forward with an experiment that will put a type of human stem cells into animal embryos. Once inside the embryos, the human cells, called induced pluripotent stem cells, IPS, may grow into specific organs. If all goes well, the researchers plan to eventually grow human organs in other animals such as a pig. Perhaps these organs could one day be used for organ transplants in people, the research said. I personally thought it was very exciting that the Japanese government approved this project, said Ronald Parcham, an assistant professor of neuroscience at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, who is not involved with the new research. It has tremendous potential to help many people who are suffering from a broad variety of diseases or in need of different types of tissue or organ replacement.
The only organ that they're thinking of placing is their organ inside the mouse girl.
There are, however, scientific and ethical questions that may arise as this research progresses. Japan made headlines in March when the country reversed a ban on growing human cells in animal embryos beyond day 14 of an embryo's existence and transplanting those embryos into the uterus of a surrogate animal. This reversal was a huge deal for Hiromitsu Nakauchi, a stem cell biologist at Stanford University and the University of Tokyo, who has been pursuing this line of research for more than a decade, reported Nature magazine. Now, pending official approval next month from the Japanese Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, Nakauchi's research could be the first approved under Japan's new guidelines, according to Nature. If approval is granted, Nakauchi said, he plans to move forward in small steps. first programming mouse and rat embryos to not grow a pancreas. Nakauchi will then transfer the human iPS cells into those embryos with the hope that the implanted cells will take up the challenge, in effect growing a human, quote-unquote, pancreas in the rodent embryos. Once the embryos develop and are born as full-fledged rats and mice, the researchers plan to spend up to 2 years monitoring the little ones. This stage is key, as the government has placed certain nuanced restrictions on the research. For instance, if the scientists find human cells in more than 30% of the rodent brains, scientists have to stop the experiment. This is to ensure that a humanized animal won't come into being, news site Science Alert reported.
Oh no, you mean that the embryos that they're putting inside humans that are animals aren't going to suddenly become part human?
They're not putting it into humans, they're putting it into other animals.
Well, it's still stupid.
Oh, stop fussing. You're just mad because they're not going... This rule makes it illegal for them to make cute mouse girls. Which means it's also illegal to make cute cat girls.
See?
We all want cat girls.
Yeah. The term humanized is a vague one, but in essence, some scientists and ethicists are concerned that if too many human cells creep into the mouse's brain, then that mouse brain might have a change in cognition or mental ability in some way, Parcham told Life Science. We don't actually know what's going to happen. Our training suggests that it's very unlikely that you would get a mouse with human qualities. What you might find is that there's more folding in the brain, or there's more of a certain type of neurotransmitter. In other words, it's unlikely that the hybrid mouse would have human behaviors. Rather, the mouse might have certain molecular features that are human-like, Parcham said. But this scenario is unlikely too, Nakauchi said. In a previous experiment, he put human iPS cells into a fertilized sheep egg and then transplanted this embryo into a sheep at Stanford University. The transplanted human cells didn't transform the embryo into a weird human sheep creature, he said. The hybrid embryo was not brought to term. It was destroyed after 28 days of development.
So what you're saying is that these animals are not going to have neuromelanin?
They are not going to have neuromelanin, no.
They're not going to have any type of melanin?
No.
Oh, well, damn.
The number of human cells grown in the bodies of sheep was extremely small, like 1 in thousands or 1 in tens of thousands, Nakauchi told the Asahi Shimbun, a Japanese news outlet. At that level, an animal with a human face will never be born. His team also plans to try the experiment with other organs, including human livers and kidneys, the Asahi Shimbun reported.
Wren, can you have him turn it down a little bit?
Yeah, I can turn down.
I don't want Nintendo coming after me for sound.
I understand.
Nakauchi's method is scientifically sound as it doesn't involve just inserting the cells of one species into the embryo of another species, something that doesn't always work. And when it does, the end result is known as chimerism, a mixture of cells from 2 or more organisms. Anytime you take a species and mix it with another, the host species generally does better, Parcham said. If you take a rat cell and put it into a mouse embryo, the rat cells are at a disadvantage. That's why, in general, chimerism is very low. However, when an entire organ, such as a pancreas, is knocked out in the host, the introduced cell of the other species stand a chance. They do not have to compete to generate the pancreas, Parcham said, and then the other species of cells can then contribute a large proportion of cells that generate a particular tissue or organ. Otherwise, that's not very likely. Parcham noted that scientists have experimented with chimerism in non-human animals, especially those that are closely related to one another, such as quails and chickens, for decades, as it helps researchers learn about developmental biology. But our ability to make human chimeras is actually very poor, he said. All of the evidence says that human cells incorporate very poorly into other species that we've looked at, like pig, mouse, rat, and sheep. Human chimera experiments might have more success if other animals are non-human primates, which are more closely related to people than other lab animals are. But Parcham said he's never heard of such an experiment, which is obviously much more fraught with ethical concerns than testing on mice or sheep, he said.
Really quickly. Ray says a good Montanan or Welshman can put 1 million cells into a sheep a night.
Oh.
Clever McGeneric says, try that with gerbils. They're already cunning, vicious, fuzzy escape artists. We'd all be dead in a month.
It's true. It's very true.
For now, scientists will have to see how Nakauchi's experiments progress. As Nakauchi told the Asahi Shimbun, we don't expect to create human organs immediately, but this allows us to advance our research based upon the know-how we have gained up to this point. In the United States, human-animal hybrids have been made, but never brought to term, Nature reported. Moreover, such research must be privately funded in the U.S., as in 2015, the National Institutes of Health put a moratorium on paying for any such research.
See, it's the National... what is it? What did you say? National Institutes of Health that do not want cat girls. We should burn them all. Burn them all to the ground.
They're denying us cat girls. That can't happen.
Hey. We want cat girls, god damn it. I mean, can you just imagine them purring on your lap as you stroke? Well, anyway.
You can, and you clearly are going there.
I'm not going to finish that sentence. Let's move on to some cringe.
All right. Well, we have a woman who wants to open a vagina spa in the UK.
What?
A vagina spa. It will offer vajazzles, facials for down there, and V-tightening.
Is that a vagina made out of flowers?
Yes. You should probably take that off the screen.
I mean, it's art. It can't get hit too hard for that, I don't think.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what now? What did you say? That they're offering facials for your vagina? What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. I have no clue what that means.
Now, I understand what tightening means. They're going to teach them Kegel. God damn. That woman doesn't need to be anywhere near a vagina.
Oh. Cindy Barbershop, who you may recognize from the Real Housewives of New York, is the founder of V-Spot, Medi Spa in the Big Apple. The unusual salon specializes in treatments for female genitals, including... Good?
Sorry, I was just going to say that I have never before seen a human face with the emoji of the grin. Do you know which emoji I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
I have never seen a human actually sport that face before.
Ray says she looks like she's going to attack Titan.
Yeah.
Her smile.
Wait till you hear some of the stuff. So there's vajazzles, vagina facials.
What is that?
What it sounds like, otherwise I have no clue. And the O-Shot, an orgasm-boosting technique that sees women's own blood injected into their clitoris and G-spot.
Pass. I don't have either of those things, and I know that's painful as shit.
After 2 years of business, Barbershop is now planning to expand the company and intends to open a spa in London later this year and another in Dubai after that. This would be the first dedicated spa of its kind in the UK, but the concept comes under fire from some medical professionals.
You don't say. All right, ladies. Brianna, you're in on this too. Do you want... First, let's tone it down.
Mm-hmm.
And think of the concept of clit piercings.
Yeah.
Does that sound painful to you?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
What about you, Brianna? Does that sound painful? We have to wait for her to respond. There's a little bit of a delay. That, and I'm sure she's crossing her legs and cringing right now. See, all right. So
there's I vote no and ow.
Yeah. Yes. So now take that thought of having a very large, sharp bar shoved through your clitoral hood. Now, add that as an injection directly into the sensitive nub, where you inject your own blood into it.
No.
I think you're hurting Ishii. You're hurting Ishii.
See, who goes and does this?
Rich people who are stupid.
Yes.
Let's also take into consideration that they also put it in your G-spot, which is even more sensitive than the clitoris.
Yeah,
No.
that's why.
On top of that, you now have to be on a table, legs akimbo, and you have some strange woman trying to give you a pap smear that's not a pap smear.
No.
Hurting Ishii. Let's keep going. Speaking to Refinery 29, Bar Shop 54 explained that the salon will specialize in women's intimate health and help treat changes that women go through. She added the new businesses, which could open near Harrods and Knightsbridge as early as October, will feature around 90% of the treatments currently offered in the U.S. These include 3 different types of vaginal tightening, or V-tightening as they call it, for women who feel loose, as well as a 24-karat gold bikini wax, and a vaginal steaming, which sees the steam infused with therapeutic herbs targeted towards your nether regions. The cost of these treatments will also be the same in the States, but you'll have to inquire with staff to find out the exact prices, as the figures are kept under wraps.
24-karat bikini wax?
Yes.
What?
No.
Oh, we haven't even got to the best part.
There's more?
Of course, there's more.
Bar Shop employs a team of doctors to carry out her treatments and believes as long as they are conducted by a gynecologist, they're safe for women. So she it's not just a beautician. Look at that.
Zar has questions. I'm sure many people have questions.
Welcome to the gang.
Welcome to the club. Your jacket is on the left, and you can go hang out in the back with the rest of everyone else.
Dr. Vanessa McKay, a spokesperson for the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, told Mail Online that treatments such as vaginal steaming could be bad for vaginal health, possibly leading to infections such as thrush. She said the vagina contains good bacteria, which are there to protect it. But if these bacteria are disturbed, it could lead to infections such as bacterial vaginosis or thrush and inflammation.
What they're talking about is, yeast infections.
Yes.
Which are horrible. I've only ever had one, and I nearly killed myself.
Steaming the vagina could affect the health balance of the bacteria and pH levels, causing irritation, infection, and inflammation. It could also burn the delicate skin around the vagina. Similarly, Dr. Naomi Crouch of the RCOG pointed out that there is no proven evidence to suggest that techniques such as the O-shot improve chances of sexual satisfaction. She added, if a woman is unable to have an orgasm, she should see her GP or go to a gynecological medicine clinic.
Hi, Ghost Dog.
So what they're saying is that sticking a needle into your clitoris
It's bad.
is not necessarily a good thing.
No, it's not.
Who'd have thought?
Ladies, and I'm
Yes.
speaking to everyone, every lady out there.
Mm-hmm.
These are the idiots that think they know best for you.
Yeah.
If you see this woman with the horse face and her giant mouth that looks like she could eat a fist, I suggest you try and put your fist through her teeth. Because she's rich, famous, and bored. These are the type of people that think vaccinations are bad.
But yet inject yourself with your own blood to help with things, nice reasons.
That's not a thing. That's really not a thing.
Are you trying to imagine it even though you're a guy?
You've got him stammering.
I didn't really want to get into this tonight, but fine. Being a dom, I know how to inflict pain. I know how to make it feel good. I know how to pinch and pull and smack and bite and claw and scratch in certain ways that definitely drive someone a little up the wall. Doing that to a person is just not right.
Clever says for $2, giant red dragon dongs.
Can
Something I never thought I would say on a stream before.
Yeah. Can we get Antoine to keep talking?
Keep talking about the whole dom thing. Apparently Wren's liking it, and I know I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk about it. It just depends on what you like. I do know a lot of women like to be spanked, but there are women who don't like to be spanked. I know women who like to be tied up. Tighter the better. I know how to use a flogger. I know how to use a whip. I know how to use a cane. And a crop, as well as a paddle.
Yes, Brianna, biting is delicious.
Fighting is
I think we're driving Clever crazy. But knowing how to inflict this pain, I know how the person feels. I know how sensitive that area is on you ladies. And knowing that a sharp, hollow, metal object being forced into some place very, very sensitive is not going to be fun for anyone. And then to have fluid pushed into it.
No. So many levels of fuck no.
Oh God, there's another Twitter. Another thing for Twitter. Ray, why do you do this?
For Twitter?
Yeah, racist. There's another thing for Twitter.
Oh, Jesus God. Alright, I'm going to Twitter. Hold on.
I don't know if you're going to get it.
Hey! ESTA.
I'm going to put it up. Ray has a new anime going. It's the new live action remake of Attack on Titan.
God, it does look she's ready to attack though. It wouldn't
be Attack on Clit, Zah. It would be Attack on Vagina. You have to have the same amount of syllables. So Attack on Vagina. And unfortunately with that, we're going to have to end it on that wonderful image from our very own Ray Stone. Like I said, it's going to be a short episode tonight. Things have been very busy. So thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This has been MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I have been joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Wren from Wren Relations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Hey, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams, and where she sometimes plays Sarah, right here on Help for the Guildless.
Good night, guys.
And, I mean, as long as you're not jabbing things into places that don't need to be jabbed, the rest of your evening should be perfectly normal. Other than that, don't steam your vagina. Just make sure your shit's clean and everything will be fine. You all have a wonderful night. Get the fuck out.